But I wondered if you could just maybe share a bit of your experiences and what the huge impact has been within the research sector, frankly, and how you guys have kind of, what you did to overcome it, and I suppose maybe kind of try to progress through a very difficult time as well.
Well, I think the story about the PCUK associated staff will tell all the story, really, because it's the same for anybody in research. It was a huge shock, obviously, globally, that what was happening. And to suddenly realize that you couldn't actually go to work to do research was had a dramatic effect, because as research scientists, our progress is largely based, if you do what we call wet lab science, which means you have to go into a laboratory and do things rather than perhaps dry lab, which is sitting in front of a computer. Most of what we do for PCUK is wet lab. And if you take that out of the equation, if you can't give us access to a laboratory, work basically stops in that type, okay? But we couldn't just sit on our hands, and we didn't. The team set about doing a variety of different things related to the project. So an enormous amount of reading and review of what was published to get better ideas and more ideas was done. We also interrogated the literature and do what's called bioinformatics, where we take thousands of pieces of data and analyze the data to see, are there other targets that we might look at on pancreas cancer in the future if we had an antibody to it? And that work's ongoing. We also did writing, so lots of writing. Students that would have written their PhDs towards the end of the project, they've been writing up their data to this point so that they can work longer when they got back to work and spend less time writing up their projects, etc. Also doing research to write reviews. We had a lovely review to celebrate the PCUK Grand Challenge, which was published in Pancreatology, and that was all the team coming together and talking about what the situation in terms of human CAR T is at the moment, and some of the issues that face us as scientists and clinicians in doing this. But the frustration of being unable to get into a laboratory is hard for young scientists who that's what they want to do. And of course, as soon as we got back, we still have to manage the return because of social distancing. So we still are operating at 2 meter distancing, which means that within my laboratory, I can only have 15 people at any one time. And there are about 45 people in the department, which means we have 3 shifts a day, so which run from 7:30 to 8:30, and everyone gets 4 hours. 4 hours to do wet lab experiments is not very long. Often experiments will take 8 to 10 hours, depending on the experiment. So they've had to be very careful, very collegiate. People are switching things on and someone else is switching them off. So WhatsApp has been an absolute game saver, seriously. So people are communicating almost hourly about what's happening in the laboratory with experiments, etc. And we've set up many WhatsApp communications for individual groups and activities so that work can carry on when you're not there. But still, it's slow. We're not going to get back to full sort of activity until we can at least get to 1 meter plus. I think when we're at 1 meter plus, which I hope is going to come soon, which means that we can get double the number of people in the laboratory, it means that my staff on the PCUK can actually spend essentially all day at work then, as they used to do before. And we can pick up on some of those experiments that I've been describing that we need to get off the ground.
It's great to see, like I said, the innovation that has come as a result of it, and also the dedication, to keep on going, to ensure that no time is lost and everything can be used as effectively as possible in very trying circumstances is really inspirational. So it's really great to see that that's been at the forefront of you guys thinking.
I'm very proud of my team. Nobody wants to sit on their hands. Everybody wants to make progress, and they are a hardworking, focused group. And we do know we have a significant responsibility, and we're trying to do the best we can in trying circumstances. And we will make that progress. We've had a delay. It's still slow, but we will have something exciting to tell at the end of this program. I think the exciting thing for us, it remains that we had such positive movement forward that I'm just desperate to get this up and running again now that the laboratories are beginning to open, because I think we're in a good place. I expect to get some good data.
Well, John, we're right alongside you in all of that hope as well, and we couldn't have a better team or individual leading this to turn that hope into reality. So once again, John, thank you so much for your continued work in this, passion and dedication, and thank you so much for talking to us today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Chris.
No worries, John.